Welcome class. Today we are going to start your new chapter, that is active and passive. Okay, in your last class we had completed your direct indirect, and today we are going to start the chapter voice. Okay. So what do we mean by voice? What do we mean by the voice? Voice tells us, this active passive voice tells us about the relationship of the verb with the subject. Okay, means when a sentence is formed, a sentence has several parts. Okay, so what are the three main parts of a sentence? We know that subject, and there is a predicate, and the predicate is formed with the verb and a object. It may have a object, but compulsory it has a verb. So this voice tells us about the relationship of the subject with the verb. Now there are two types of voice. One is active voice and one is passive voice. And I will ask that, ma'am, what do you mean by active voice and what is my passive voice? Because both are defining. Voice means it is defining the relationship. It was defining a relationship between the subject and the verb. Then why this two kind of voice? Now what is the difference? Active voice means the subject is performing the work. Here the subject is the active thing which is working on the verb. Means the subject is the doer. Means subject is working now. And in passive, subject becomes the receiver. Active voice means subject is the doer. Means subject is doing. Passive means subject is receiving. Means, for example, when you do the mischief, when you do something naughtiness at home, what happens? You are the doer. You are doing the naughtiness. And next, what is the repercussion? Your mom and dad scolds you or beats you. Right? So you are the receiver. At time, you don't do anything. You are just the receiver of their action. First, you did the action. You did whatever you wanted to do. You did all kind of mischiefs. And in the next part, you become the receiver of your own actions. So in that case, you become the passive. You become a passive candidate. First, you were the active one, and the next version, you become the passive. So this is about your active and passive voice. In active voice, the subject is doing the action. In passive voice, the subject is receiving the action. Now, in your active passive, there are certain rules that you have to follow. First and foremost rule, only transitive verb can be used in passive voice. Now, what is transitive verb? Transitive verb means the verb which has an object. Transitive verb means verb with object. Only this verb, only this voice, this type of voice can be transformed into your passive voice. Okay. For example, see, Ramesh eats rice. Very good, very nice, Ramesh. Ramesh is the subject. He is the doer. What he is doing? He is eating. What he is eating? Rice. So this eats is the transitive verb because it has this object rice. Now see, in passive voice, what is happening? Rice is eaten by Ramesh. Here rice is the subject. Rice is eaten by Ramesh. Now rice becomes the receiver. Now see, if I say that Raman eats rice, that means the subject is the doer. But if I want to say that the subject is receiver, can rice eat Ramesh? No. In that case, to make the sentence look sensible, what I do? I'm changing the subject and object. I'm changing the place of subject and object. Here rice becomes the subject. Rice is eaten by Ramesh. Here rice becomes the receiver. Rice is receiving the action done by Ramesh. Okay. Now see, preposition by, with, or in are often used by Ramesh is used. Past participle form of the verb is used. Whatever verb is there, past participle verb will be used. For example, if your verb is eat, V3 will be eaten. Past participle means V3 form. Okay. Subject takes the place of object and object takes the place of subject. See, interchange. Subject, verb, object is the format, and this is your active voice. In passive voice, what happens? It becomes object, it is subject rather, takes the place. Verb remains same. Here it is becomes subject, it remains the verb, but generally it is the object and it is the subject. Okay. Tense of the sentence does not change. The tense means if it is present, simple present tense. If it is your simple present tense, it will remain simple present tense. Only the form will change. For example, eats will become is eaten. The verb is changing to V3. Okay. But the tense simple present. What is the form of simple present? Is. Is there. Okay. Pronouns are changed. If it is I eat rice, it will be rice is eaten by me. I will change to me. We will change to us. You remains you. He will change to him and she will remain to her. Okay. See the changes. Some examples are given over here. Shruti liked ice cream. Ice cream. See, here it is subject. This is your object. Here ice cream becomes the subject. Shruti becomes the object. Ice cream was liked by Shruti. See, like, this is your V2. Was is also V2. Liked is V2. This liked will transform into V3. This becomes V3, and to make it stay in the exact past form, I am using was. Okay. We have done our work becomes our work has been done by us. We have done our work. So our work becomes the subject. Our work have done becomes has been done by us. Anurag hits huge sixes. Huge sixes are hit by Anurag. Now see what is the form that changes it. Now see, present indefinite means simple present tense. Format of simple present is V plus S. Change into is, am, are plus V3. It will change into is, am, are plus V3. Present continuous, is, am, are plus verb plus ing. Is, am, are plus verb plus ing will transform into is, am, are plus being plus V3. Present perfect, has, have plus V3 will transform into has, have plus been plus V3. Past indefinite means simple past, V2. V2 will transform into was, were plus V3. Past continuous, was, were plus verb plus ing will transform into was, were plus being plus verb plus ing. Past perfect, had plus V3 will transform into had plus been plus V3. Future indefinite means will, shall plus V will transform into will, shall plus be plus V3. Will, shall plus be, V will be transformed into will, shall plus be plus V3. Future perfect, shall, will, shall plus have plus V3 will transform into have been. Okay. Model, these are your model. Model, the format is model plus verb will transform into model plus be plus V3. Okay. Now there are certain examples that are given in your book. Present indefinite simple present tense. He writes a story. A story. See, he writes a story. Story is your object. Here story becomes the subject. A story is written by him. She does not drive a car. A car is not driven by her. Who teaches you? By whom? See, who teaches you? Who becomes by whom. By whom are you taught? See, are you taught? Taught you is your object. Who teaches you becomes by whom are you taught. Present continuous. I am eating an apple. An apple is being eaten. Is, am, are plus verb plus ing. Is plus being plus V3. Is, am, are plus being plus V3. Similarly over here, are flying the kites. We are flying the kites. The kites are being flown by us. Flying, fly, V3, flown. Present perfect, have finished their work. They have finished their work. Their work have been finished by them. My sister has baked the cake. The cake has been baked by my sister. Have they completed the work? Has the work. Now see, have they completed and it's becoming has the work. Why? This is your interrogative sentence. Now this they is your plural and that's why I am using have. Have they completed the work? When I am changing this into my passive, what I am saying has the work. That means work is singular. In that case, you have to keep in mind that whether the subject and the object are singular or plural. With singular, it will go singular verb. With plural, plural verb will go. So this is your plural. So have they completed the work? And when I am changing, so this is they is the subject, work is the object. Here work is becoming the subject and them is becoming the subject. So has the work been completed by them? Okay. Same is your past indefinite. Anu drew a picture. A picture was drawn by Anu. Simple past means V2. See, V2. Was is V2, drawn is V3. Teachers taught students. Students were taught by the teachers. Did your father read the newspaper? Did. It will transform. See, here did. You is there. It is you. With you, did verb goes. With newspaper, was. Was the newspaper read by your father? This is your V2. It will transform into was plus V3. So, was the newspaper read by your father? Similarly, this is your past continuous. Akshat was making a noise in the class. A noise was being made by Akshat in the class. Was making. Was where plus verb plus ing. Was plus being plus verb V3. Past perfect. Had plus V3 will transform into had plus been plus V3. She had learned her lesson. Her lesson had been learned by her. Future indefinite means simple future. Will plus shall plus verb. Will plus shall plus be plus V3. Himesh will sing a song. A song will be sung by Himesh. Himesh is becoming object over here. Song is the object over here. It is becoming the subject over here. Okay. Next, see. These are all the examples. Future perfect. He will have announced his resignation by tomorrow. Will have announced means will, shall plus have plus V3 is transformed into will plus have plus been plus V3. The resignation will have been announced by him. The resignation will have been announced by him. Model verbs. What did I say? Model verbs. Model plus verb will transform into model plus be plus verb. I can play football. Sorry, V3. Football. See, football is the object over here. It is becoming the subject over here. Football can be played by me. You must do your duty. Must. Model. Duty must be done. Must do, must be done. Must do, must be done. Imperative sentence means request or command. Again, they don't have a subject, so subject will not be mentioned. Come at once, there will be implied subject, okay? it will have implied subject. It will have implied subject. Here subject will not be mentioned. No subject will be there, but you have to understand the subject. So come at once. Whom am I saying? Come at once. See, to you. So you are ordered to come at once. Please give me a glass of water. You are requested to give me a glass of water. Bring a book. Let a book be brought. Write a poem. Let a poem be written. Okay, these are the formats that you have to remember. These are very important. Okay, these are very important. Keep this in mind. Then the last part is prepositions other than by or its omission. She knows me, I am known to her. These are some exceptions that you have to read and keep in mind. She knows me, I am known to her. Means you have to just change the subject, object and change the form. She knows me. This is your V or V plus S. It will be transformed into V3. Is, am, are plus V3. So I am known to her. He calls them brave. They are called brave by them. We made him monitor. He was made our monitor by us. She pleased her mother. Her mother was pleased with her. So you cannot use by. Her mother was pleased by her. No. In this cases, you have to use with. Means there are some exceptions. These two are only exception. Here you are using to instead of by. Here you are using with instead of by. These two are the exceptions. That's it. So go through this chapter. If you have any doubt regarding your active passive, again get it cleared during your online classes before your examinations. So till then, read the chapter. Take care. Bye.